cursed. 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 Cursed.
Yo, what is up, guys? I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. You win against the Panthers, you clinch a playoff berth. On the same day all this shit is going on. I'm not gonna lie, like when we did the Philly shakedown on Sunday, I really didn't even want to I think after a half hour, I was pretty much fucking done being in that. Nothing against anybody or anything like that, but I honestly didn't want to live stream the rest of the fucking way. Just from all the fucking hate this team got off of one fucking loss. I just don't get it. I get all the shit that was said post game. And look, like at the end of the day, like AJ Brown always has to choose his words carefully, and I get that. And he knows if he says the wrong thing, it could be one word to one sentence. It doesn't matter what happens. But this is to a point now where like fans are already writing this team off, that there is a fragmented relationship. I mean, even Nick Sirianni cleared things up yesterday morning, I should say, or this morning. I forgot when it was. And the media is just flipping it. So I think what we have to realize is that here's something, okay? Like Brandon Graham's comments were so fucking stupid. I mean, he's stupid. I mean, the guy's hurt, not playing the rest of the year, and he literally added fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? And AJ's answer on the post game should have just been like something as a total lie, if that's the case. So Brandon Graham said, the person that's complaining needs to be accountable. I don't know the whole story, but I know that Hurts is trying and Brown could be a little better with how he responds to things. They were friends before this, but things have changed. And I understand that because life happens, but it's a business side that we have to make sure personal doesn't get in the way of business. Then he fucking retracts all of that. He goes on so that was on WIP. He goes on ESPN and totally backtracks his whole fucking statement. And he's like, I made a mistake and I assumed it was something that it wasn't, Graham told ESPN. I just want to win so bad that I don't just want to use the medium when we need to talk about something and we could fix the problem ourselves. I didn't add to it in a good light, so that's my bad. I just assumed, and it made me out to look even worse than I had it all wrong, and now people are going to run with the part. I really just want to win, man, and I want brothers to be able to just hash it out. The number one thing A.J. Brown probably should have did was just hash things out behind the scenes, especially since it's your good fucking friend. That's the number one thing. And honestly, like, I didn't really care about the answer he gave, but it's still like, I think because you have that closer relationship with the quarterback, because it goes beyond fucking football, don't air out your dirty fucking laundry. I don't agree with that at all. But Brandon Graham literally fucking made it. Brandon Graham is a fucking idiot for doing that the other day. Like, stupid. I mean, you were drafted here, bro. Like, you know how the media is, and you do these weekly podcasts with them, once a week? And you fucking do this. Come on now. Like, get with the fucking program. I think everybody has to realize that this offense is, I don't even care. Like, whatever the case, Hurts was horrible. Okay, I get it. Okay. That guy couldn't throw a forward pass out of a fucking barn on Sunday. Okay. But we have to realize something, that we've seen Hurts play at a high level, and it's not consistent every week, and he's not a pure pocket passer. I think we know this. I think he has to work on I think it all comes down to the short passing game, the checkdowns. Like, the less he has to do, the fucking better. And that's just the way this quarterback and how this team operates. It's a different year because now you have a 3-down back that has taken over the game. The Saquon Barkley has surpassed both your top receivers this season. Okay? It's way different now. I think the philosophy really has to change on offense. I think that the offense should run through Saquon Barkley. I don't believe any of this shit. I don't. I really don't. I just can't believe it at all. And usually I'm the one that's always fucking negative about shit, or not even negative, but more realistic about shit. But I have to see another week of football. Like, I can't look, like, every week it's any given Sunday. The Panthers have nothing to lose. They gave us their best, and that's what they fucking did. They played really good the last couple weeks. Realistically, like, they went to overtime with the Tampa Bay Bucks. They lost by 3 against KC. Not like KC's anything special to talk about, since they're getting lucky every single fucking game. But with us, this just happens. Why are the Eagles the only team that gets judged off of a win that feels like a loss, when other top teams are making mistakes, are almost losing to teams that were 3-4 wins this season? Why doesn't the Lions get more flack for what they fucking do? But the Eagles do. And then when the Eagles lose, the Eagles can have one bad quarter, one bad series, and they get fucking destroyed on media. I can't think of a better wide receiver core than anybody in the league. I can't think of a better running back right now. This is like the worst time for this to happen is now. Like, it's the worst time. Week 14 now, going into week 15 now. This is the shit we got to fucking deal with now. Bad news, man. I wanted to, honestly, like, I was so sick of all of the fucking trolling bullshit on Sunday, whether these people were Eagle fans or not. Like, just like shitting on the team for the fun of it. Like, if that's the case, don't watch my shit, and don't be involved in my shit. Simple as that. I got no time for wasting my fucking time with people like that. That just Eagle fans that shit on the team just for fun, just for fuck's sake. Let's just shit on everything. Why not? And honestly, after that Panthers game on Sunday and through a half hour of the Philly Shakedown podcast, I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. Because I just didn't care what anybody had to say. All I cared about is what I wanted to do. All I thought was, if this bleeds into another game, okay, if they play like this next week and they lose, or like something bad happens and it just still doesn't look right, then maybe we have something to worry about. But I'm not worried about it until that time happens. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat anything. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, after that Panthers win, I was like happy that we won the game. But that game specifically, we fucking won games like that every fucking game last year. Every single week. That was how we won games last year. Ugly game after game, heart attack after heart attack. We never scored 30 plus on a team last season. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, why was there such a disconnect between Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? What was going on in this game? I'm going to get to the chat, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to – I appreciate everybody being here, by the way. I just have to air this out. Okay. This is – it's just one of those things now where – the only other explanation I could think of, besides that this offense is changing because Saquon Barkley comes to the Philadelphia Eagles and just wreaks havoc and makes – I mean, look, everybody helps each other, no doubt. Every weapon that's on this field every single week is helping the other guy. So I completely get that. We didn't have Devontae Smith for a few games. We didn't have A.J. Brown early in the season for a few games. You know, a lot of time was missed. So, it is what it is. I'm going to read super chats if they pop up, but just be careful what you say because it doesn't mean just because you send a super chat, I'm going to dislike it or fucking like it too much. So, I don't think I'm not saying there's not much chemistry, but something is off. And they have to fix it. I mean, from hearing from Kellen Moore this morning, he really didn't give us anything. It was all PR bullshit. You know? Brian Pumper with the super chat says, QB has not played good since the Gettysburg Address. You letting the Eagles get to you too much, Brody? No, I'm not. Look, I don't know how long you've been watching for, but I'm pretty realistic every fucking week. So I've been watching them for a long fucking time. I know how this offense is supposed to operate, and it didn't operate well last week. So I don't care. I don't care if you don't like Jalen Hurts. I don't care if anybody else likes Jalen Hurts. I have my bone to pick with Jalen Hurts as well. So that's it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about next week's game. I ain't fucking worried about it. Are we going to play no team is playing no perfect fucking game 1 quarter to 4 quarters. That's it. But I don't know why we have to speak in biblical fucking terms. I don't know why. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually really fucking tired of people just saying. I'm just really fucking sick and tired of people stating everything just sucks and everything. You know, I'm just tired of it. I'm literally going out of my fucking mind. I'm going out of my mind. Honestly, like one fucking game. It's one game. That is it. Got to see what happens next week. You know? But it's what it is. But I appreciate her being here. Exciting Whites says Jalen is the issue. Wake up, people. One common factor to all the issues. He is involved in all of it. No, it totally is involved. He had a really bad game. The guy couldn't throw. I mean, literally. I mean, look. it was a bad game. He had a really, really bad game. Okay. It was all around a really bad game by the offense. Um, a few plays, obviously. I mean, some of the basic throws that he should be able to make. I mean, I don't know if he could throw forward. I mean, there's just points where he just can't throw forward. He was hesitant. He didn't trust his arm. Um, a curl route. I don't know who it was by Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. There was a curl route. I mean, on the break of a route, you should be throwing the ball right on the break before he even looks up to go fucking catch it. And he's coming out of his break, and he's in that shift for 2.5 seconds, and just throws it so fucking late. He could throw on the flat. He could throw diagonal. He could throw when somebody's wide open. And I've seen him throw 50-50 balls. I've seen him trust his arm, trust his receiver. This game, I don't know. It's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, look, like I'm hoping they can win it all this year, but this first quarter, first half shit needs to be fixed. It's got to get fixed, and I think they have to change to up-tempo offense. They have to change to running the football and obviously catering that passing game after big runs, and I think that's what they should do. I feel like the offense runs more fluid that way. I just don't think having Hurts throw 3 fucking times, and the more you put on his shoulders, the more he's going to fuck up. The only thing that he hasn't done, which is great, is he hasn't turned the fucking ball over. So I don't think the offensive line played well at times. There was some early pressure at times last week. I mean, I think people are just looking at the Panthers and they're looking at the fucking record and the generic answer of, well, you kept it close with a really bad fucking team. What top team in the league hasn't kept it close with a bad fucking team that should have lost a couple times probably? Come on now, we know this. We fucking know this shit. Thomas, AJ finally sees his QB and best friend is the biggest detriment to our passing game. I don't know. I don't even know what you mean by that, but like obviously a lot of players don't have this luxury to have their best friend as a quarterback, to have this type of relationship with a guy like this. Most of the time these things really do fail. And it's really not failing, but there are issues we're always playing from behind. And it's been really a big problem. So Warriors, I think Hurts' fine QB issue is most people think he is the worst QB ever and the best QB ever. I'm in the middle. My opinion is more nuanced than people can handle. And that's perfectly fine. I don't think he's the best at all, but I don't think he's the worst either. He's just different. Like I said, I think offenses really have to cater to him. Obviously, switching up coordinators and learning new offenses, 10 times in 8 years, however many fucking different playbooks he's been working on, it's been that crazy. Chris, I get the drama, but let's see this Sunday how we respond. If it continues, we might be worse. Yeah, that's really all I'm looking forward to. Like I'm not gonna be like all on top of their shit because they almost lost against the fucking Panthers. I mean, seriously, guys, like sometimes, like if this team lost every fucking game this season and they lost, I mean, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But because like they're that, I don't know. It's just, I think people got to be a little bit more patient. I mean, this is me saying this, and I'm usually on everybody's shit. But I got to see. Last year was the perfect example. Last season was the perfect example. I said, okay, they lost against the 49ers. They got humiliated. They got embarrassed. They dug a hole for us. They put the coffin inside the fucking hole, and they put the dirt on us. That's what the 49ers did to us last season. So we went on after that game to win the next 1 out of 7 and already have a playoff game, a playoff berth already ready for us, and embarrassed ourselves even more in that playoff game. But I have to give it another week. I can't go off of just this fucking week. Now on top of all of this drama, it's fucking insane, man. JC with the super chat. Thank you so much, Bases. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Jackson, Carolina stayed in too high the whole game. Pittsburgh does not play at the defense. No passes to the running back. Put him under center, too. Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I've been dying for with this offense is the under center play action so much. I think they really need to use more of that because of Saquon being a big threat that he is. But I think the entire offense needs to change in that first half, man. They gotta just work on your checkdowns, get the short passing game going with your receivers. Let them get those yak yards. Get these runs going with Saquon Barkley, and then do some up-tempo offense. Tire out the defense early. I mean, something like that. You know what I mean? I've been dying for that, man. I think Pittsburgh has what? I think don't they lead the league in turnovers? I think it's like 23. I don't know if I'm right. I know they have like 23 to 25 turnovers for the year. T.O. Hopkins with super chat. Thank you so much, man. Welcome. Hurts needs fire. He's too calm to me. What do you mean by that? Like he's too nonchalant about shit? Yeah, I mean, from the outside, he might look like that, but I think if you're questioning like his work ethic in game or like when shit's happening, I mean, I don't think that's really a big problem, honestly. I don't think that's a super big problem. Robert Powell said, I listen to experts who break the tape down after games. Jalen is consistently missing wide open receivers, stretching the pocket. We overpaid for our QB. He does miss wide open guys, but who doesn't miss wide open guys? Who's off target with guys? You know? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why he gets singled out. Like, a lot of fucking quarterbacks do this. But when Jalen does it, it's like you know what I mean? Has he consistently done this? Yes. But I don't think he's the only quarterback that's missed wide open guys in games. This is what I don't get. Like, why do people single this quarterback out? I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe there's a progression problem. I would say that. But he does miss wide open guys. But I think there is a going through his reads type problem. Yes, I've seen it. Yes. Does he bail out too early at times? Yes. Sometimes the guy is running a fucking route right across his fucking face, and he doesn't see it. Big Dad Longdon, what's going on, man? Appreciate the super chat. Says Pittsburgh are D pass interference king also. Pittsburgh are D pass interference kings also. Oh, well. I haven't looked at their rankings at all in a while. I'm going to look at some stuff tonight, but we'll see. Matt says, I hope we can go off against the Steelers and this all can blow over. I mean, look, A.J. Brown. I mean, this is the thing. Every move that A.J. Brown makes, especially when you're doing shit on social media, you're going to get caught doing it by the whole fan base. And he changed his profile picture on Instagram to the Joker, to the Christian Bale, the Heath Ledger Joker. Why, I don't know. I don't know what AJ Brown has done social media since college, since before that, so I don't know what his road has been when it comes to social media and stuff like that. Chris says, if Jalen can't read a defense, why does he change the plays of the line? Yeah, no, I mean, that's true too. Sometimes he'll audible from a fucking run to a pass on second, third, and short. He just did it in this game on Sunday. He was very off in this game on Sunday. No rhythm. I think you got to put this quarterback into a rhythm. And I think, guys, you got to be catering to this quarterback. And I think that's the truth, man. I think that's the total truth. Laura said, because they made up their mind about Hurts already, don't matter what he does, they wait in the slip and bring the hammer down. No. We're stuck with Hurts anyway, so I'm not going to say that this team can't get to a championship with him. We've seen him go far with a fucking team with good coaching behind it, so I think they could do it. I do. Comes down to this quarterback. It comes down to the coaching, and they have to change the philosophy of this offense in the first half. They really have to, because they cannot play from behind all the time. They can't pass, run. I mean, just look. I can appreciate they're not throwing 70-yard bombs downfield just randomly on short yardage, but they need to do a lot more. I mean, you can't even get AJ Brown, Devontae Smith involved. I mean, come on now. I know Devontae Smith just got back, but they got to do something more with him. Brian Pumper with the super chat. We got to cut the crap. O-line, running back, and receivers are doing their job. Who is left? Going to keep blaming Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore, Patul, and Nick. Well, dude, last year was fucking ridiculous. Last year was more than just it was a coaching problem, and it was a lot more problems than that. More of a higher up problem, switching defensive coordinators last year. Our defense was a big problem too last year, not even just our offense. So our defense, they couldn't even hold fucking games last year. But I blame a lot on play calling last year. Every year is always different. But I've never said that Jalen Hurts is the most perfect pocket quarterback we've ever had. It comes down to like I said, it comes down to the run game and the short passing game. And then those big plays will be earned later in games. But they're not using him like that. And then there are just these games where Hurts just, like I said, like I don't know what you guys expect like every fucking week. Maybe I'm just accepting him for who he is. I don't know. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't think he's that trash as everybody thinks he is. You know what I'm saying? Shark with a super chat says some Eagle fans toxic as fuck. Bills fans aren't trashing Allen. He missed wide open players. So did Lamar. Who cares? We're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. Here's another thing that I can't fucking stand. The glazing that goes on. I mean, fucking Thursday. Well, I don't know what, Monday night, or was it Sunday night? I forgot when the fuck it was. It was Sunday night. The Bills lose to the fucking Rams that the Eagles beat. 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns for Josh Allen, and he loses the fucking game. And he's getting glazed. Not one bad thing to fucking say after that fucking loss. Could he still be MVP? Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Hurts loses a game and boom. I mean, we didn't even lose. That's what I'm saying. The fact of the matter is, Hurts will never be respected for rushing touchdowns. Last week, everyone was talking about, Josh Allen and Hurts had almost the similar stats, but everybody wants flash. Nobody wants, the league respects all the flash, and they want to see quarterbacks throw 70-yard fucking passes and be these big fucking superstars, and Hurts ain't that. He's not that. Beast Guard says Bryce played exactly how we expect Jalen to look. What do you mean? Oh, how we expected? Yeah. I don't know, man. I honestly think he had more of his bad games that he's had. If I'm going to expect things, I'm going to expect certain things are going to happen, whether it's missing wide open guys, overthrowing wide open guys. Every quarterback does this shit, but I think this is one of the most out of pocket games he's had this season. This was as bad as the fucking Tampa Bay game, probably as bad. But let's see though. Dre Diesel with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. It says fans scream run the damn ball more when we do, folks. Butt hurt when Jalen has low passing. We lose the pit. These fragile, spoiled fans are going to lose their minds. This ain't last year. We look way better. We do. We look way better. If Hurts is not turning the ball over and taking a sack or and look, the fucking play where he had pressure already in his face. I think Mulata fucking whiffed the block. He runs backwards 8 yards and he slides. And of course, during the game, I'm just emotional and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But he did it because he was out of the fucking tackle box. He couldn't. There was no receiver near him. I mean, that's on Jordan Mulata. I mean, that was on Jordan Mulata 100%. But like I said, like I think this is one of the worst games he's had this season, and that's okay. Fucking Eagle fans, man, are not fucking grateful for shit. And it's just the truth. Like, here I am, a guy that's very critical all the fucking time. And I'm saying, let's wait another game. I'm not jumping on fucking line and making fucking 10 videos about why this team fucking sucks right now. I mean, there's no point in doing that because, like I said, if this bleeds into the next game, then sure. Then okay. Then we have a fucking problem. I'm not worried about the players. The players aren't against each other. The head coach isn't against the players. I'm not worried about any of that. None of it. Brian with the super. Appreciate the super chat, by the way, Dre. Brian says, Joe, you're pretty subjective, but it's the Jalenites that make it work. The Jalenites? Dude, we need to fucking stop, dude. Seriously, stop. Stop. Just stop. Fucking Jalenites. Jalen can piss sunshine and rainbows for those goofies. What is wrong? See, this is the problem I have. What is fucking wrong with people liking a fucking quarterback? You know what I can't stand is that, like, if you like, say, like, there might be fans that if you love Darius Slay that much and you think he's the best thing since sliced fucking bread, I have the right to disagree, but I don't have the right to force people's opinions of, well, Slay, you shouldn't like fucking Slay because of this fucking reason. And then accuse those groups of people that like that player. It's fucking bullshit. I don't get people that try to censor other people into liking specific players. If anybody in this chat likes Jalen Hurts, great. If they don't, great. It's perfectly fine. Everybody's welcome to that. Fucking Christ, man. Like, it's like Carson Wentz, Nick Foles all over again. It's like, Jesus Christ. Chris Carvin with the super chat. What's going on, man? He's 45-19 as a starter with 2 playoff wins. It's fucking crazy, dude. And a lot of work goes into that too. It's not just Jalen, but it's obviously this head coach. It's this head coach. It's these players around. It's the roster that Howie Roseman is putting on this. Do we have some roster issues right now? Depending on what we need, sure. Like, the shit that I was even after this game. Cooper DeJean's fucking overrated. I mean, fucking. So like these guys can't struggle. How do they fucking learn? Do you learn by like being successful there's nobody in this chat right now that's been successful all the time. Nobody's failed once doing something and getting back on their feet to go do it the fuck again. People are calling Cooper DeJean a fucking overrated. Like Quinyon Mitchell, like, has been a good player for us, but there might be a fucking game he fucks up this year. I hope not, but it could happen. No, honestly, I would rather take no super chats if it's going to be just slandering bullshit. Opinion, fine. If you got an opinion and you don't agree with what I say, perfectly fine. But like this biblical fucking reading from the fucking God, I don't even fucking know. Can't even like enjoy, like he just couldn't even enjoy getting a playoff berth. Couldn't even enjoy any of this shit because it was just like constant bullshit the last few days. Literally. Vegas says Andy and Lily have slammed him quite a lot. Even in Joey's Discord server, people in here can confirm, but I'm also not going to act like the dude Peterman like some of you are. I have no idea what we're talking about. Jay Sid with the super chat. Thank you so much. To start with, get the games with Smitty in the slot in motion. It will help Hurts. The tempo needs to pick up. Too slow. I agree. It's too slow. The handoffs are too slow. Obviously, Hurts is way too fucking slow and robotic. I mean, he's eyeing. Remember like a few times he eyed one receiver. I'm not playing one fucking side. I like Jalen Hurts, but he definitely has some fucking issues that he needs to clean up. I agree. I'm not against it. I'm not no fucking analytical numbers guy when it comes to football. I jump on here, make a fucking video, do a live stream, talk football, and have fun with it. That's all. You know? But yeah, I mean, it's way too slow. There's no like you said, there's no tempo. There's no rhythm. You know what I mean? The last couple years, I think this has been like the same instance. This is Nick Sirianni's offense in the first half. I totally believe it. This is what they looked like last year, every fucking game. Slow as shit, every fucking game like this. You know? Times that people like that like Hurts is fine. If you don't, that's fine. I personally don't. He can't dissect the defense with his arm like Burrow can. No, no, I don't think I don't think Hurts is better than Burrow. Like I'm saying, we have to deal with what we have to deal with. Okay, what is going to cater best for Jalen Hurts in this offense? Okay, it's going to be the run game with Saquon Barkley. It's going to be play action, motion, like it's slants, crossers, hot routes. Kellen Moore's offense, even when he was with the Chargers as the coordinator last year, okay, it's crazy because Keenan Allen had his best year last year, but we all know we're talking about a different quarterback with that team last year. The short passing game, getting guys in open space, letting them get those yak yards, and those big plays will come where Jalen Hurts is clutch in those moments. It's just not gonna happen this way. If there's no rhythm off of a run game or there's no up tempo, like they should go up tempo and challenge every fucking defense every single year, and they don't do that. They get up to the ball slow as shit. Hurts is taking too fucking long in the pocket every fucking snap. This was just one of his. There's some things that consistently need to be fixed, but this was more one of his off games that he's had this season. I don't claim he's better than Burrow. I don't claim he's better than fucking. I get it. I get it. He's not. I mean, to me, he's like a top. He's like what, the 6th or 7th best QB in my opinion. Probably number 6 on my list. Realistically. But you know, I don't think it's a lost cause. I don't think you can't do anything with him. I think it comes down to this coaching staff. Are you going to help this QB? The audibles are horrible. Like some of Hurts' audibles, his changing the play at the line are fucking horrible calls. Some of them are really bad. Some of them have been good. Some of them been bad. Can't be perfect, but if it's like second, third, and short yardage, bro, like why are you not being bullies at the fucking line and pushing somebody over with that fucking running back? Realistically. You shouldn't look like this going into week 15, there's no doubt, but there are hiccup type games, and the Eagles hit one of those games. It comes down to next week. Hurts isn't going to play perfect next week. He's not going to play perfect the week after that. Like, I think we have to realize that he's not going to play perfect his whole career. He won't. He won't. It sucks because Howie has to make a lot of moves, lock up contracts, and put a lot of talent around this offense, which they will have a lot of talent in this offense, at least together with a lot of the guys for the next couple years, and then some of the other guys for another few years after that. You know what I mean? So like I said, like the AJ Brown comment was like he could have just said something else. But Brandon Graham just fought. Brandon Graham, I'm very fucking upset over. Like that shit was the worst. Those are the worst comments he could have fucking said. Like I don't know what the fuck did he have a drink that morning? I don't even know. How'd Jalen do last year? He beat Mahomes, Stafford, Goff, Lamar this year. Stafford again, Allen and Love. Yeah, he's beat a lot of no doubt, no doubt. But he said every time Hurts goes against the elite QB, always seems to have the better game. And every time the Eagles face like a bad record statistic team, they play to that team all the time. They did it this year. They won by 4 against the Browns. They almost lost that Jags game because Nick was being an idiot. And this game. Besides the Giants, obviously there was more purpose for that game because that was Saquon's first game going into MetLife since he signed with the Eagles. Every time the Eagles play a bad opponent statistically with a really bad record, they play to that fucking they literally play down to them all the fucking time. They've done that every fucking time this season. Every time. Cooper had one bad game. Do y'all want Maddox back in there? No. He came in at safety. I mean, that was another issue too. Like I thought Tristan McCollum didn't have the best game. He missed like 3. I mean, that it was. I mean, literally, like, don't even put all the blame on Jalen. I mean, that defense didn't play well either. I don't care if they held them to 16 points. Like they didn't look good. Fundamentally, those edge rushers couldn't contain. Bryce Young has had lanes to run through, which I think that's the most we've given up in a season for a fucking quarterback. And we've been pretty damn good against mobile quarterbacks this season. Zach Bond, Jalen Carter, and I would say at the end of the game with Slay, probably the best players that played. Slay came back. He got cooked a little bit, and then by the end of the game, he had 2 really good coverages. Obviously, the 4th down at the end of the game. Then he had that one on Xavier Legette on the right sideline downfield. Chris Guy Hurts could throw a football. His problem is at hesitant times. This last game, he was bad. That's all. That's Chris. I can agree with that, and that's all I'm really saying. He was hesitant, didn't trust his arm, didn't pull the trigger on anything. And, I just think this was one of more of his out-of-pocket type games. This quarterback is always going to make fucking mistakes. He is always going to make mistakes. I think he is good enough to win a fucking Super Bowl. I do. I think he's good enough to win a Super Bowl. It's more dangerous now to where he doesn't even have to do that much. Okay? With Saquon Barkley in the backfield right now. This offense should be running through Saquon. Fuck Devontae Smith and fuck A.J. Brown. This offense should run through Saquon, at least in the first half it should. It really should. It's a different year because the focal point, it hasn't been A.J. Brown. It hasn't been Devontae Smith, and both of those guys have missed games. Imagine if we didn't have Saquon Barkley, we'd probably lose 4 games this season. And A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith has missed a few games this season. Shark with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. It says, Hurts and Nick Sirianni, Nick are winners. That's a fact. Every week the media says this week's game is the test. Who else we got to beat to get respect? Yeah, I think the Ravens game was probably the most. The Ravens game to me was probably the biggest game for me. I mean, that was the hardest game on the schedule. I think we were all. I'm not going to say I was afraid of it, but I was a little worried going into that game, just a little bit, because just the weapons are just astronomical. It's a very good football team. Very good football team. The Eagles did a fantastic job, but sometimes, like, you won 9 straight fucking games, dude. Like, you beat Pittsburgh. Not only, I think, do you win the division, but realistically, you beat the franchise record in fucking wins in a season. You know, 9 straight wins. That's not easy. I mean, we can all sit on our fat fucking asses and eat popcorn, eat junk food, and eat pizza, and watch this fucking game, and act like we're all fucking John Madden watching what this team should and can and cannot do. You know, like, what do we fucking know? We don't know much going on behind the scenes of what's really happening. But let me tell you, man, like, that's not easy to fucking do. Not easy to do. They're never going to get respect until Hurts wins the Super Bowl. That's really, I think that's where it's that's where it's going to come down to. They don't win a championship, they'll never get respect. They'll be the team that always gets into the playoffs. It reminds me of obviously the Eagles the 3 or 4 years in a row they went to the NFC Championship game and couldn't get anything done. Like, yeah, that's what it's going to remind us of. They got to get over that hump. They've been in one Super Bowl already. Sorry, 2, I should say. One with Jalen Hurts. But, I think they have the weapons, besides maybe a couple positions. I think that Fangio has good representation of this defense and obviously how he uses players. And like I said, nobody played good in this game against the Panthers. It's not like it was all Jalen. Like, the whole team. Dre says, when Jalen wins the Super Bowl, folks like Palmer are still going to hate on him. Some folks just need to have a I know plenty of people that are like that. I don't know. I have no idea about these other guys. I have no idea. There are people that need this dysfunctional bullshit in their lives to, like, that's the only way they can maintain themselves every day. There's a lot of people I know out there that just don't like peace and quiet. That want to live with a peaceful heart. They always have to fucking bitch about something or parade about some bullshit that they fucking believe in or whatever. So that's the world we live in today, unfortunately. That's the reason. We got 220 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Thank you so much for joining today. We got a lot going on. Make sure you check out, and it is the Christmas season for the Philly Shakedown Podcast. Make sure you check out the Philly Shakedown Podcast merch. We have hoodies, we have shirts, we have U t-shirts, Lay's t-shirts, all of that great stuff. Been working really hard at it. We got crew neck sweatshirts, all that stuff. Go check it out. As soon as you order, it will be shipped immediately before Christmas and getting ready to, kind of get some things out. The big sale, if you buy 2, get 10% off. You buy 3 pieces of merch, get 15% off. If you buy 4 pieces of merch for 20% off, you're pretty much buying 4 shirts for the price of 3. So you're pretty much getting another shirt or a hoodie for free, most likely. So spend $150 or more for free shipping. So link in the description for the store, all that great stuff. So definitely check it out. And I appreciate everybody has already bought a good amount of merch and appreciate all the support me and Philly are getting for that. So I appreciate it so much. Very, very much. Let's see. Colin said, I think Jalen knew in that game that he really needed to protect the ball so we could win that game. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing I'll respect from him is that he didn't throw anything. And yes, you're gonna get some passes that are gonna turn into some turnovers or whatnot. We'll see. He hasn't turned the ball over. That's the one thing I can really respect. Because every time the Eagles turn the ball over, they most likely lose fucking games that way. Rats at dance to pops up Woody every morning. Oh, God. Colton said the facts are if we don't turn over the ball and AJ plays, we are undefeated. Jalen is just protecting the ball. It's you win. It's you win or lose in these decisions, man. You know what I mean? Like, I like to see Jalen Hurts take shots in some short windows. I would like it, if a short window isn't passed by and he could fit the ball somewhere, great. But we need that too. We can't just have him throw to guys that are wide open. It's not going to happen that way. And we've seen him do everything we've wanted him to do, in the last few seasons. Okay? And it all came together in 22. Last year was a fucking disaster. We all know that. with no experienced coaches. And now, like, I feel like this team is better this season. It is a better squad. It is a better team. Ray says Nick Sirianni is 45-19. Yeah, it's okay to doubt him. Nick Sirianni knows how to coach. He knows football. All you guys at Jake Elliott is a liability. Yeah, Nick is a culture setter. He's a tone setter. We know this. Players want to play for him. Jake Elliott, I don't know what you guys think about the Jake Elliott situation. Like, this is 2 fucking games where he literally, like, choked up bad. Kickers, the kickers and their fucking careers go real quick, real fast. Really fucking fast. It doesn't take much, but I'm telling you right now, like, I don't know. I think they're still gonna roll with him. I honestly don't even have a big issue right now. If he was the only one that was fucking up on Sunday, then I could probably count him out. But everybody had a bad game Sunday. So I don't think they're gonna get rid of him anyway, but that's just me. Gotta make sure he's right by playoffs, that's all. Don't know where you're gonna be playing. Most likely you're probably be playing in a fucking dome, so you're gonna be in a nice, comfortable dome with Detroit. Chris, let's remember the defense wasn't stopping the run at GM that game, and the Panthers were shortening the game. Oh yeah, I mean Hubbard had like 60-something yards in the first half, and I think he hit over 1,000 yards on the season just from the game that he had with us. They were down 2 running backs. 2 running backs got hurt, and then what the fuck did we do, man, against the run? So this is what happened. Jordan Davis got doubled. Jalen Carter got doubled. And they never went into 5-man fronts. And because you don't have that, see, this is what happened. The edge, the guys on the edge couldn't do shit that whole entire game. So if they're not doing shit that whole entire game, they're just gonna keep doubling on Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. They're not doing 5-man fronts, probably because they don't want to waste Zach Bond on the line and make Zach Bond an edge rusher on the line and make one-on-ones all across the board for a 5-man front. So I don't know why they didn't do that often. But yeah, I mean, it was. Why isn't the defense getting shit? Hurts is going to get shit. The defense can get shit. Why not? Matt says, yep, hasn't turned over the ball since the Dallas game. Yeah, it's been a while. What if Five says, by the time the playoffs start, we'll have Goddard, AJ Smitty, Saquon. Hopefully, Dotson will play better than he's been this season. But even if he doesn't, we have 5 key players with Hurts. Yeah. Yeah, here's another thing that here's what I don't get. These Eagle fans that, like, just want to hate this team to hate them because they have nothing else to do with their lives. Micah Parsons leaving the game early, his meltdown on the fucking sideline last night. And Eagle fans actually want him to sign in Philadelphia. He won't even fucking last. Those same asshole fans will cry about. I mean, realistically, do fans actually want Micah Parsons as an Eagle? Like, I understand it's like a fucking joke at times. But do fans actually want this shit? Because honestly, if he looked like that, like a whiny bitch on the sideline like that, and I understand he's a competitor and I completely get it, but a look like that, he will get so much shit for that. He will get so much shit for that in Philadelphia. And his fucking podcast every week. You thought Slay was fucking bad. This guy, he'll be fucking saying, oh, well, this team is great. That team has great players. He'll be congratulating teams before they even play us and say all this nice shit about them. And honestly, like, Micah's been he was out for a whole month. He was out for an entire month. So the defense was not the most talented team. Wasn't for the coaching, we wouldn't have a chance to win at all. I agree. Pat Ryan says, I don't want Micah anyway our defense. I agree with that. I'm not. I don't. I'm not even interested in that shit at all. I have no interest in shit like that. Levon, it's all right. It's a slight tear. Damn. Philly thinks that I don't want Micah Parsons to Philly because I don't want another player on the pot. Yeah, I agree. And Slay's getting banged up all season this season, man. He's getting. Remember, he couldn't. He was kind of staggering a little bit, and then he got hit in the stomach. I mean, he's another guy. Like Isaiah Rodgers is probably gonna have to play. I don't know if he's gonna last the rest of this season. I don't know if Slay is gonna last. Honestly, he looks old. I mean, he looks old out there. He's actually having a pretty solid year. But his age definitely shows at times, no doubt. Matt says, "Yeah, I hope we don't gonna look for his replacement, but his keeps me up. That we might have to Parker. What? Whose replacement?" Chris says half of the fan base doesn't remember the hellscape that was in the 1990s, 2 playoff wins in 9 years, and people claim Buddy Ryan was a good coach. Yeah, I mean, I was born in 1990, so I lived through it, but I didn't see it. See a lot of documentaries about it though. Is my chat all fucked up? Is it fucked up? Is it not? It is. Okay. Hold on. I gotta hold on. If I don't do this, the chat won't pop up. Hold on. Copy, paste. I got offered tickets for next week's game. I was like, no thanks. I'll stay home. I got offered tickets for last week's fucking game. Matt said, yeah, Micah can't keep the loser attitude over there in Dallas. Parents, the Slay is really banged up from the hips down, legs and feet are going, sadly. Yeah, he doesn't look like he can stay healthy. Sean Davis says, I heard that they're beefing over a chick. Who the fuck are we talking about? What about Panther better roll Cowboys Sunday the way we play? Yeah, right. What if I was a Richie? You're right. I would have rather have Thielen, but my favorite guy was Mechie. Like I was saying, dude, like even Washington put up over 40 points on the Panthers, but at that time, like they weren't playing well. I'm saying like every week teams, like some teams just don't play well at specific moments of the season. You know, like the Panthers have nothing to lose. They're not in playoff contention. You know, like they have nothing to lose. They could do whatever the fuck they want. They can ruin seeding. They can mess up. They could mess up records. They could pull off big upsets. Like that's what they're there for. That's what these teams fucking do. But the Eagles kept it close, and they got out of it. They got out of it. Hold on one second. Oh, Elliot. Oh. Rat says whatever happened to that Niners all damn guy. I think he's blocked actually. I think he spams so much I was getting tired of it. I don't think he's a Niner fan at all, but Georgia, yes, the tape shows that Hurts is missing wide open receivers down the field often. It's his first year in a true pro offense, just going through the struggles, gotta stop being hesitant. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think mistakes are always going to be made by Hurts when it comes to the passing game. Like that's just what I've accepted. It's what I've accepted. But I think this is one of his more off games. So, like I said, we have to see if this really bleeds into next week against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a statement game. It is. To me, it's a statement game. Like, where are they at mentally? If they look the same and they look sluggish and they look like they don't give a fuck, and you know what I mean? If they lose against Pittsburgh, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But this passing game better look better next week. So you're not going to bust on Micah for crying, but it seemed like a chick crying with no tears. Yes, I do. I do get what AJ is saying, but he's too much of a self person. We are winning. Chill out. Do you want a Super Bowl or do you want a Super Bowl or stats? Yeah. Look, I get it, dude. Devontae Smith didn't even have over 50 yards. I don't think he did. AJ Brown didn't even have over fucking 50 yards in this game. So it's a little, yeah, at times. They have to realize too, like, do you guys think that not having Devontae Smith or not having AJ Brown, like for those few weeks, kind of affected the chemistry a little bit? Maybe. I don't know, because Saquon Barkley has been taking over the show, so I guess that makes sense. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really sure, you know. George, I kind of saw the Carolina game happening this way. The Panthers have almost won their last 4 games since Young has become the QB again. He's been good since he came back from the benching. No, he has. And there's nothing wrong with that. Teams are going to, like, I don't think the Eagles were prepared, honestly. And they didn't play well. Maybe they were prepared and they just didn't play well. They just didn't play well, period. Dre says, fucking Panthers been looking hella good the last few weeks. In case he lost to lost to the lowly Raiders. I don't care if he lost to Pittsburgh. I like how he look. I'm definitely taking the under. Gonna be a defensive scrum. It definitely is. Definitely is. Like I said, like the Rams beat the Bills, and we just, you know what I mean? So it's week to week. It's a week to week basis of what this league is. Everyone takes it as, well, early in the season, the Eagles beat, it's like, who fucking cares? It doesn't, something that happened fucking 7-8 weeks ago doesn't matter anymore. Like, it doesn't matter. These teams that played week 2, week 5, week 6 are way different now in a positive or a negative fashion. It just changes over time. I had to throw off rhythm, or Jalen says synchronization. Yeah, he said synchronization. Matt says Smitty should be the one furious with the down. Yeah, but you know what? He's not that type of guy though. He doesn't say bad shit. In game, he probably does. Those couple times we saw AJ and Devontae Smith talking on the sideline, we don't really see. He's not that type of guy. He won't like go on a press conference and be like, "Oh, passing, big problem." He doesn't open his mouth like that. He ain't like that. So, Bates said, "What I want to know is why the entire fan base was shouting, 'Run the ball more.' Now we do that. Now it's Jalen needs to throw more." Yeah, I get it, dude. It's fucking annoying. I know. It's not one thing or the other. If it's not one thing, it's another thing. That's what it is. I like running the football a lot. I really fucking do. I really do. But if you want to get the passing game going, yeah, it should be the short passing game. Motion, crossers, slants. Like, there's so much more that they could do with this offense. And I think Kellen Moore's short passing game will work. But it's got to look more crisp and faster. It's way too fucking slow. It takes too long for things to develop, man. And this quarterback is seeing nothing out there. And he's missing wide open guys. And he's eyeing somebody way too long. And he's making bad calls at the fucking line. I mean, it's just something we got to deal with. The main thing is they need to find a way to keep Kellen Moore past this season. They got to keep Kellen Moore past this season. Yeah, I mean, fucking Christ, we're going to go back to square one. We don't have a head coach that keeps the play calling in-house. Unfortunately, we don't have an Andy Reid here. We don't have that type of play caller here. It's a head coach that can have any coordinator next to him and still be successful. We just don't have that. And Nick just can't do that. He was brought here to be a game planner, but he ain't no fucking game planner. That's the fucking God's honest truth. So... So you see Ray Mayer, both profiles spend the day spamming Hurts, freaking loser. It's annoying. Matt says, but what I love about Smitty, he keeps to himself and keeps it professional. That's how he is, bro. He's beyond professional. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, bro. We have a Heisman Trophy winner on this fucking team, bro. Like that's class act. And not saying that age, and I'm not against receivers that don't open their mouth, but he knew whatever he was gonna say there. If you know, what how does this offense what is how does this offense needs to improve? He should have been like, I'm not really gonna say what really needs to be improved. I just think we all need to play better. That's what he should have just said that instead of say passing. And then all of a sudden the media's gonna take that word passing. Oh, it's Jalen Hurts. He has a problem with Jalen Hurts. Oh my God. You know. So just like these other media outlets are gonna run with it, you know. George, I don't blame AJ. If you listen to all the offensive player interviews, they don't like the way the offense is playing. That's not a shot at Hurts. It's them knowing something still isn't clicking. Yeah, that's true. Because earlier in the season, Lane Johnson said something like, I forgot what he said, quote unquote, but something about he hates the way they're playing in this offense, the way this offense is being ran in specific games. Lane Johnson's opened his mouth, like guys open their mouth. I get it. Chris, as we pound the Rams with their full arsenal of players. Yeah, I mean that was really the first game for the Rams that were healthy against us. And they're a playoff team. Their division at that time in their division, every team was a game behind each other in that division. That division is up for grabs right now. Seriously, the Rams are a playoff team. They are a fucking playoff team. No doubt. We had issues defensively with Puka Nacua. But look what we did offensively. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this is just one of the more off games. Like, Hurts isn't a top fucking quarterback. Hurts ain't no pure pocket quarterback. But they have got to use him specifically. Like, they have to do some different things with him. Up-tempo offense, short passing game, motion, under center, plays from under center, play action pass. I don't know, something. I mean, there's got to be these plays have got to be like quick. It's such a slow when they play this way in the first half and Hurts is just dropping back. It's the slowest shit I've ever seen. It's fucking slow. TL Hopkins super chat. Thank you so much, man. So it seems like Dotson is going to be a 1-year thing. I mean, he's on contract for another year. I mean, he's really cheap to keep on contract next season. It's like $3.5 million. It's not that expensive at all. They can always keep him. I don't think they have to go after another wide receiver. I honestly want to see more Anaya Smith next season, to be honest with you. I want Anaya Smith to have another off-season program under his belt, healthy, and I want to see more from him. I mean, they're going to bring in more receivers. I mean, I don't know if they're going to draft one high. Probably not, because we have way more to worry about than that. A lot of decisions to make, too. We got Dave D with the super chat. It says, how's your day going? It's going good. It's okay. It's okay, Dave. It's been a blah day today. So, blah day. But I appreciate it, man. Hope your day is going well. Dotson needs to be traded in the offseason. Oh, we're gonna trade him now? I don't think they should trade him at all, honestly. I think, the wide receiver 3 positions is the redheaded stepchild for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like another thing that they just never involve. Like wide receiver 3, they're fucking allergic to it. They got a lot of decisions to make. They have a decision that, they got to make decisions on Sweat, on Milton Williams, on Zach Bond, on Mekhi Becton, on, Isaiah Rodgers. They got some decisions they got to make. Dallas Goedert, what's his future after this season? Because clearly that fucking guy, he's already had 3 injuries this season. It's kind of crazy, man. Crazy. Lord says, when we beat the Steelers, we clinch NFC East. Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, realistically, yeah. They win next week. They win this Sunday. They clinch the division. They got their playoff berth already set. They win the division after this week. But nothing to celebrate. Then it's working. I don't think they're getting first seed. I mean, they still got, The only time, I mean, the Lions, unfortunately, like that. I know that Atlanta game is going to haunt us, but I think that was like a real. I think that was like a learning curve for us, especially going to that bye week as well. They have to, conference wise. I think they have to lose like twice. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they'll get this first seed. And honestly, guys, like nothing against like I don't care. We're still if they don't get the first seed, they're resting their guys last week of the season. If they get first seed, great. But honestly, like I honestly would rather see this team play on the fucking road. To be honest with you, I think they'll be more focused if they're on the road. To be honest, when they're walking into somebody's house, like everyone's against you, all about shutting that fucking crowd up. Eagles have been fantastic on the road this season. Fantastic football team. You know? Matt says, oh, damn, I just saw apparently Steelers beat us. They get a playoff berth. Let's definitely beat them so it doesn't happen in Philly for them and just win in general like we've been doing and lockdown. I agree. Lisa Dallas Goddard cannot stay healthy. No, it's bad. It's really fucking bad. That guy, like man, the talent, he could have been like one of the best. And like I'm saying, his statistics hurt badly because of just how much time he's missed. Thank God Calcaterra is like. Thank God he's been starting for us the last few. Thank God he has taken over a little bit for us. If we didn't have a like Calcaterra on this team or somebody that was capable of at least starting for this team for a while, yeah. Say it now to the super chat. What's going on, man? He says, pay attention. This is Nick's offense, curl slant. I mean, it might be, but at the same time, if that's the case, like Hurts has to make these. I saw guys running curl routes and he's not even throwing. He's throwing so fucking late on a curl route. Like, why are you waiting that long, bro? You know? That ball should be thrown right at the start of that break. Like that ball should be thrown before they put their head up to they turn around. And he waited a long time. That curl route was done. I think it was Devontae Smith. I think it was Devontae Smith. I forgot it was Devontae Smith or AJ Brown. It was like 2 seconds. It was like 2.5 seconds after that curl route was done with and threw it too fucking late. You know? Appreciate it, Superman. Chris says Pickens is out Sunday. It's a damn that sucks. I mean, it's good, but it's just like damn. Pickens is like I mean, I'm not even honestly. I'm not even Najee Harris. Like I don't even think he's. I think he's good, but I don't. He's slow as shit. That guy. That guy is slow. But he can carry. He can carry. He can physically fucking take some guys on his back and drag him for some yardage. But I think Najee Harris, to me, I'm not really afraid of that at all. Not really afraid of that. I'm fine with the number. Just imagine if it was a few years ago, the number 2 seed, we would have a bye week. Fucking these rules suck, dude. I can't stand it anymore. Kirk says, classic Hurts looks good as fuck for 2-3 games, then looks the worst in the league. 2 to 3 games. He's looked better. He's looked better in more games than 2 to 3. You mean? I mean, what are we going by? Statistics? I mean, we've ran the ball so much this season. It's hard to even, you know, ran the ball a lot this year. That's what I'm saying. Like, he looked bad in this game. We still won the fucking game. That's what I'm saying. But Josh Allen loses against the fucking Rams, a team that we beat. We beat at full fucking health. 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, and that motherfucker gets no shit at all. That's what I'm saying, dude. Taylor said we already confirmed Micah Parsons to Philly via Yeah, right. I'd be pissed off over that move. I'd be pissed. See, why the fuck would you want Micah Parsons here? That guy is the biggest fucking whiner on the planet. You think Slay and his podcast, the little shit that the little tiny complaint that this team does, that fucking guy can't get enough of himself every fucking week. Every week. Him bitching about the Eagles like on draft day when he's he's sitting on the couch on draft day and he's like, "Oh, the Eagles, how do they get these players?" Every fucking, Lord said TJ Watt licking his lips dreaming of Hurts every night. Yeah, we faced better though. He's a good player though. We know that. But Phil says, true, he is waiting too long, but these defenders are sitting on these routes. This offense is so simple. I know. I'm not against it. Like I'm saying, like I don't think Hurts played well at all. But like I don't think the season's done. I think they have to change up the way they run this offense to cater to Hurts. That's really it. Having him drop back 3 fucking times isn't going to do it. I don't think he has consistent accuracy. I don't think he's consistent when it comes to being in the pocket. But he's clutch in moments. Like that's what he is. That's what he is. I mean, I'm pretty much saying he's not great, but he's not bad. Fucking 11-2, and like we're bitching about this shit. Like we haven't even played another game yet. That's what I don't get. Levonza Hurts better secure the ball or TJ knocking it right out. Yeah, we'll find out. Like I'm saying, I think Sunday's a big statement game. That's so we're gonna need a blazing game for extra TJ Watt. I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know if he even played that Kari blazing game, that new fullback we signed. I don't even know if he even fucking played. I don't know if he did. Lord says we blew the Rams out. Yeah, we blew them out, but like I'm saying, it's week to week. Like everyone, like I only discuss like, well, we beat this team, that team beat this team, but how would they beat them? You know what I mean? It's the motion. You can't go off of like how we beat them a few weeks ago. Like teams change over time. Teams are not going to have teams are going to lose on certain Sundays. Like it's not just because we beat them. We beat the Rams a few weeks ago. Like it doesn't mean that they'll win these amount of games or they should. There's always those fucking games every week. Nobody had the Rams beating the fucking Bills. Are the Bills like frauds now? You know what I mean? Kirk says, like the pass you were talking about 2 minutes ago, Joey, late threat. No, I agree. Like I've accepted the fact that this is who he is. I've accepted the fact that this is who he is. If he does that at a lesser rate, I have to accept it. I hate it, but I have to accept it. I hate it. But I think this was one of his more off fucking games that he's had. And I think people are blowing this shit out of proportion. If he looks like this next week, yeah, then there's going to be a fucking problem. But if it's him, it's him. And I think the philosophy has to change in these first halves. I don't think Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown should be the main star of how they should start these fucking games anymore. I don't. Lay says Micah Parsons off the edge would be sick. You tripping, bro? A guy can have all the talent in the fucking world, but like what he does off the field and the shit that he says, a lot of you people in the chat wouldn't even fucking deal with it. You just look at it as, oh, he's a great player, but he's a great player, but I don't know. I mean, realistically, like Dallas could pay him, maybe. But depending if he wants to stay there or not, we'll see. I won't be happy with Micah Parsons on the Eagles if it happens. I'll be like, let's see what happens. He's got to stay healthy too, because he hasn't been relatively healthy the last couple years either. So that's you would think we lost with all the negativity. Yeah, I get it. George says I disagree with people saying the only one was bad when the line would only allow 4 pressures when 1-on-1. Problem was bad audibles of no quick routes when we know they were blitzing. Yeah, that's part of it too. If a team is blitzing and this, and Hurts like you see the corner coming up to the line or it's a safety coming up to the line, like like pre-snap in the cadence, he knows that a blitz is coming. That he knows, like, in his head, like, okay, I gotta get this ball out quick, and then there's sometimes he just doesn't get the ball out quick. So I get it. It's frustrating. Of course, that Matt Speed barely beat a terrible team. PTSD from last year is settling in. Chris said it means that we could beat a team with great offense. The haters said we couldn't with our run first offense. Yeah. I think they could beat anybody. Matt said, I know it, but shit happens. Look at we barely beat Browns and barely nearly blew it against the Jags too. But what happened? We still got the win regardless. Well, we got the win and we started to be more consistent after that. I don't think you're gonna get. I don't think any QB is giving you that much consistency. Look at KC. Look at fucking Patrick Mahomes and Xavier Woods. Like they're not on the same page this year. They are not on the same page this year. But he ain't gonna get shit for that. Of course not. He's got Super Bowls under his belt. He's the paper boy. He's the paper boy of the year. He's the golden boy of the NFL. The the Lions almost blew the fucking game against the Bears on Thanksgiving. They didn't get shit for that. Washington, they can kick 4 field goals and fucking throw a Hail Mary to get a fucking win in the game, and they get all the respect and get no shit. Hyped up to the Eagles game, and guess what? They lost that game, and it was all excuses towards Jaden Daniels with his fucking ribs and his busted hand. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all bullshit. Nobody knows anything. Everybody thinks they fucking know everything, but they fucking don't. So Chris says, sports talk in this city is poison. They ran McNabb out of town. All of a sudden, he's a saint. If we do the same to Jalen, we will retcon history. Can't let that happen. So I've been saying this for years. He is a robot QB. It's his first read isn't the whole play is screwed. He drops his head and goes into scramble mode. Stay there. Go through your progression. Yeah. You could tell as soon as he gets flat-footed and then he kind of like gets out of his throwing form, you already know he's already looking to run. Or he'll audible from a run to a pass on second, third, and short. Or he'll just he'll audible to a QB fucking draw, which I can't fucking stand that either. Matt said, plus, not to mention we aren't the only ones that have struggled against bad teams. No, that's what I'm saying though to everybody. That's what I'm saying to everybody. Like, this is the shit that I'm saying though. Like, it's not just the Eagles that do this shit, and it's like, of course, like, just because everyone else does it, it's I'm accepting it. No, it's not that. It's just like everyone acts like the Eagles are the only team that does this shit. Like, I don't. How many times? How many teams do teams that are supposed to beat specific teams on certain weeks always fucking lose? It happens every year. Happens every year. People got PTSD from last year. That's why. Because around this time, it was our downfall. That's why people are flipping the fuck out. Simple as that. I wasn't in full. I didn't fucking protect Hurts this whole entire fucking game. Shit. I mean, I've laid on. I fucking talked shit about Hurts the last few days. He wasn't perfect in this game at all. I think some of the play calling isn't. I think some of the play calling isn't consistent. I think some of the execution's not consistent at times. I totally agree. But I mean, no, you're not playing perfect for 4 fucking quarters, you know. But if I'm going to take a lot less consistency with Hurts over like what he did in this game on Sunday against the Panthers, I'm fine with it because I know, give or take, we have to deal with what we got to deal with this quarterback. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. They said we the best team in the league, in my opinion. Jalen Carter is the DT to knock Goff off his spot. Yeah, he is a beast. And what we're missing defensively is a fucking prime fucking edge rusher badly. I mean, our defensive line has been playing pretty damn well. I mean, those edge rushers were non-existent. And because those edge rushers are non-existent, your fucking DTs were getting double teamed and you had no answer to get any pressure. You had 1 sack. Now it's for Zach Bond. So up front says AJ just let it slip. He's frustrated about it, and the media took it and went with it. No, I agree with that. AJ Brown should have just said well, I think we all need to get better. It's not necessarily we all need to get better, blah blah blah. He should have just had a generic PR answer for that. To say it was passing, everyone's gonna think it's him against Jalen Hurts now all over again, and that's what happened. Kirk says, as long as we don't suck next game, I'm good. Knock on wood. Yeah, same here. That's all. Like I said, I'm expecting Hurts to make mistakes and miss wide open guys. Like I've accepted the fact this is just what he does. Do I want him to get better at it? Sure, but if it happens a lot less in games, I could deal with it. If it's what he did on Sunday and he does that against the Steelers, those those mistakes are going to turn to fucking points. that's the difference. Matt said free L's for all the people on the negativity high rise right now, so you can all rely. I feel like you could be negative, but like at least be opinionated on things. But like you gotta look if you just a lot of Eagle fans are thinking in fucking tunnel vision right now. It's all tunnel vision. It's all like it's all about one guy, one coach. You know, it- you know, you gotta look at it from both sides. And you don't even and as long as you can like understand, you know, we'll see. Blackbeard said this upcoming game, Jalen's going to have a win this game with his arm. Might have to. Like if Hurts could throw 16 to 23 times in the game, I think that's like the limit. If he throws over 23 times, that's where I start to get nervous. That's where I really start to get nervous for him. Jalen cannot throw 30 times a game. He's not that quarterback. He's not, because he throws 30 times. That means something's not working. And like I said, like he's gonna turn that fucking ball over. Hasn't done it in a while. Knock on wood, but Chris, listening to Cilio, you'd think Kirk said Matt Weeks for. Let's see. Chris, it seems like Hurts elevates his game against good teams, but plays down to the shitty ones. Yes. The Browns, the Browns and the Jags game, and the fucking Panthers game. We're just talking about the team and the record, like the low record teams, the more bad teams. I'm just talking about what the record is, and statistically they've been bad. Always play down to the competition. Always play down. So that's definitely an issue, no doubt. I don't know. I don't know why, but that's what it's turned into every fucking week. But my chat thing fucking, oh my god, again, bro. Oh no, it's here. Sounds I'm still having nightmares from last year, but when you have 2 number 1 receivers, he needs to do better. Well, it's not even that. It's just like this is just one of those games where he was just really fucking more off than what he normally is. Like I've accepted the fact that he's gonna do what he does in specific games, but Jalen Hurts is a fucking winner. Simple as that. He's a fucking winner. You know what I mean? Shit on Hurts, but he still won the game. Josh Allen didn't win on fucking Sunday night. Josh Allen can have all 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. I'll say that's a perfect example of it because he's still going to get fucking glazed after that game, regardless of that fucking loss. They're praising him after a fucking loss. Like those stats matter after a fucking loss. And Hurts can have shitty stats, win the fucking game, and still get shitted on. This is what I'm talking about. So that's where I'm at. And no one has to agree. I think we all just, we're obviously here for the same fucking goal. So I'm 34, by the way. Yeah. Somebody asked how old I was. I don't know. 34. Matt said, I don't want to be critical, but there's things I see that I don't like and things that concern me. And that's fine, Pat. That's why I'm on here to talk about it, because there are things that we don't like. There was a lot of things I didn't like in that fucking game. And you're hoping it gets better. That's it. Did everybody forget how AJ did the Steelers last time? Oh, yeah. He had 3 touchdowns that game, didn't he? 3 touchdowns. Chris, can we come out on Sunday, score a touchdown in the first quarter, then beat down the Steelers? I would love it. Major Payne said nobody blocked Sean Robinson. He got sacked on Hurts in 4 seconds. Before we know, JoJo says Buffalo's defense is bad. Yeah. And that's on them. That is on them. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I kind of want to get that off my chest. I'll have a video out in the morning. Well, obviously, I will have another stream on Friday, Shakedown Saturday, live play-by-play on Sunday. Same old shit for this week. But like I said, a lot of stuff I liked, a lot of stuff I didn't like. Win the division next week, but realistically, I don't even care about that. Like, we have a playoff berth, so I don't really care anyways. I mean, win the division's great, which I think they should anyway. But this shit needs to be fixed. Hurts needs to play better, and obviously, like, how they run this offense, like, from a game plan standpoint, has got to fucking change, because it is the 17 points scored in the first quarter this season. 17 points. That is all we have scored in the first quarter. It's got to be a quicker start than that. This offense has got to be on all cylinders. Got to work some different things in, because it's not working out, you know? So other than that, guys, I think that's going to be it. Make sure you like the stream. Helps out the channel tremendously. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. We'll have a lot of content out this week. Thank you for everybody for watching. All that great stuff. And yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, Chris. I appreciate it so much, man. We might be doing a call out. We might be doing like a call-in show soon. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I know how I'm gonna do it, but like I'm afraid to do it because people are fucking jerks. So I'm not showing anybody's face. Obviously, it's gonna be like regular calls. And if someone's acting like a complete jackass, I'm just hanging up on people. It's what's gonna happen. So that's the way it is right now. And we'll be, we'll be ready. So we'll have more videos. We'll see how the rest of this drama, the rest of this stuff happens, where it goes, and, we'll be ready to go. So, all right, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Make sure you check the Philly Shakedown podcast merch as well. Check out all the merch as well for, for the Christmas season, all that stuff. All righty. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follows Eagles fly. Peace out, guys.